Hello everyone. This video is the continuation of video 1a. We will be focusing on learning objectives 2 and 3. Before we discuss what significant figures are, let us do a small exercise together. Pause the video here and write it down on a piece of paper the length of the above stick shown in the figure. The possible answers you may have written are 4.3, 4.4 and so on until 4.7, depending on who is making the measurement. Note that the first number in all the measurements is same and is independent of who is making the measurement. This number is called certain digit. The second number in the measurement, that is the rightmost digit, is an estimated number and therefore varies depending on who is making the measurement. This number is usually referred to as uncertain digit. Therefore, we can say that every measurement includes some amount of uncertainty associated with it. The rightmost digit of any measurement is always estimated. It is customary to write only one estimated digit. All the recorded digits, both certain and uncertain, are called significant figures. Therefore, the number of significant figures for this measurement are 2. To continue what we are discussing on the previous slide, let us do one more exercise. Pause the video here again and write it down on a piece of paper. What is the length of the stick now? This is the same stick from the previous slide. What changed here is the sensitivity of the device that we are using. The possible answers you may have written are 4.53, 4.54 and all the way up to 4.57 depending on who is making the measurement. In this case, the first and second digits of the measurement are certain digits and the third digit in the measurement, that is the rightmost digit, is the uncertain digit. The number of significant figures for this measurement therefore are 3. What we can say here is, as the number of significant figures in a measurement increase, the certainty of the measurement increases. When we are in a lab doing experiments, we often end up performing mathematical operations on individual measurements that we made in order to calculate the final result of the experiment. Let us say we have two individual measurements, x.xx units and y.yyyy units. And we are performing a mathematical operation between these two measurements. After plugging these measurements into calculator, we end up getting the final answer as z.zzzzzz units. The mathematical operations may include addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division. Each of these individual measurements have some amount of uncertainty associated with them based on the significant figures of the measurement. Just by going with the number of significant figures, it seems like measurement 1 is less certain than measurement 2 and the final answer seems to be more certain than each of the individual measurements. Now that cannot be true. Therefore, it is important to be able to estimate the uncertainty associated with the final result of the experiment. In order to do so, we always follow some rules for determining the correct number of significant figures while we are performing mathematical operations on individual measurements. And then we can estimate the uncertainty in the final answer based on the significant figures. Let us first establish some ground rules on how to count the total number of significant figures in a measurement. These are the rules we follow. Rule number 1. All the non-zero digits in a measurement are significant. For example, we have a measurement 2.53 meters. All the digits here are non-zero digits. Therefore, there are 3 significant figures. Rule number 2. Zeros in the middle of a number are like any other non-zero digit. That is, they are always significant. Example, we have a measurement 2.03 meters. There is a 0 between two non-zero digits, so we count it as a non-zero digit. Therefore, the total number of significant figures are 3. Rule number 3. Zeros at the beginning of a number are not significant. That is, they just act as a placeholder. For example, we have a measurement 0.00253 meters. The first non-zero digit in this measurement is number 2. All the zeros before the first non-zero digits are insignificant. Therefore, the total number of significant figures are 3. Rule number 4. Zeros at the end of a number and after the decimal point are always significant. An example measurement is 2.5300 meters. There are 2 zeros at the end of the number, that is after the decimal place, so we count them as significant. Total number of significant figures here is 5. Rule number 5. Zeros at the end of a number without a decimal point may or may not be significant. Let us say our measurement here is 253,000 meters. Now this measurement may have 3, 4, 5 or 6 significant figures. If you are the experimenter and you want to convey that your measurement has 4 significant figures, you can convert this number into a scientific notation, which comes out to be 2.530 times 10 to the 5 meters. Because we have a decimal point, zeros to the right are counted as significant figures. Now we have 4 significant figures in this measurement. To summarize, we can break down the rules into 2 categories. 1. For non-zero digits, all are significant. 2. For zeros, there are 3 possibilities. Zeros to the left, insignificant. Zeros in the middle are significant. Zeros in the right are significant if there is a decimal point. Let us do some practice on how to count the significant figures in a measurement. Here we have some measurements. Determine the total number of significant figures in each of them. Pause the video here and try to answer these questions. Measurement 1 is 0.00542 liter. The first non-zero digit is 5, so the zeros to the left are not counted. The total number of significant figures here are 3. The second measurement is 0.52045 grams. Zeros to the left, not significant. 0 in the middle is significant. Therefore, the total number of significant figures are 5. Measurement 3, 5,205 meters. Zeros in the middle, so we count them as significant figures. Therefore, the total number of significant figures are 4. 2.8000 milliliters. These zeros on the right are significant because the number has a decimal point. So there are total 5 significant figures. Measurement 5 has zeros to the right, but it does not have a decimal point. So this measurement may have significant figures starting from 3 until 9. Let us say you are the experimenter and you want to communicate that the measurement has 7 significant figures. How would you do so? Pause the video here and convert the measurement into a scientific notation to communicate that it has 7 significant figures. The answer for the question is the following. So far, we learned how to count the significant figures in individual measurements. In the next slide, we will learn to determine the number of significant figures in the final result of an arithmetic calculation. In this slide, we will learn the rules to determine the significant figures in the final result of an arithmetic calculations from 2 individual measurements. Let us say the arithmetic calculation that you are doing is either multiplication or division. The rules for multiplication or division is, when we multiply or divide 2 measurements, the answer should contain the same number of significant figures as the measurement with fewest significant figures. Let us take an example here. You made two measurements to measure the length and the width of the rectangle, and you are supposed to find out the area of the rectangle. We know that the area of the rectangle can be calculated by multiplying its length with its width. 2.52 centimeters times 1.204 centimeters. If you plug these values into the calculator, we get 3.03408 centimeters square. Measurement 1 has 3 significant figures and measurement 2 has 4 significant figures, and the final answer has 6 significant figures. However, according to the rules, the answer should have the same number of significant figures as the measurement with fewest number of significant figures. That is 2.52 centimeters with 3 significant figures. So we need to round off the answer to 3 significant figures. In the next slide, we will learn the rules on how to round the numbers. In this slide, we will learn the rules for rounding off numbers. Rule number 1. If the first digit removed is more than 5, then the preceding number is increased by 1. We call this rounding up. For example, let us say we have a measurement 2.66 meters and we need to round this measurement to 2 significant figures. The first digit we remove is 6, which is more than 5. Therefore, the preceding number is increased by 1. The measurement now becomes 2.7 meters. Rule number 2. If the first digit removed is less than 5, we keep the preceding number unchanged. We call this rounding down. This is a misnomer. Note that we are not decreasing the preceding number, we are merely keeping it unchanged. Example, let us say we have a measurement 1.63 meters and we need to round this measurement to 2 significant figures. The first digit we are removing is 3, which is less than 5. Therefore, we keep the preceding number as it is. The measurement now becomes 1.6 meters. Rule number 3. If the first digit removed is 5 and there are more non-zero digits after the 5, then we round up. For example, we have a measurement 5.452 milliliters and we need to round this measurement to 2 significant figures. The first digit we are removing is 5 and there are more non-zero digits after the 5. Therefore, we round up. The measurement now becomes 5.5 milliliters. Rule number 4. If the first digit removed is 5 and there are no non-zero digits after the 5, then we round up to the nearest even digit. For example, we have a measurement 5.65 and we need to round this measurement to 2 significant figures. The first digit we remove is 5 and there are no non-zero digits after the 5. Therefore, we round it to the nearest even digit. Since the preceding number is already even, we keep it that way. The resultant measurement becomes 5.6 meters. Let us take another example. We have a measurement 5.35 meters and we need to round this measurement to 2 significant figures. The first digit we are removing is 5 and there are no non-zero digits after the 5. Therefore, we round up to the nearest even digit. Since the preceding number is a 3, an odd number, we round it up to a 4, which is an even number. The resultant measurement becomes 5.4 meters. The reason we round up to the nearest even digit is to avoid any systemic increase or decrease of the final answer in a multi-step arithmetic calculation. If we do it this way, there is a 50-50 chance of the preceding number being an odd or an even number. Therefore, half the times we are rounding up and the remaining half of the times we are rounding down. This avoids any systemic increase or decrease of the final answer. Now that we know the rules for rounding off the numbers, let us go back to the previous slide and finish our solution. We calculated the area of rectangle to be 3.03408 centimeter square. However, we need to round it off to 3 significant figures according to the rules. The first digit that we are removing is 4, which is less than 5. Therefore, we need to round it down. The rounded off value for the area of rectangle is 3.03 centimeter square. We follow the same rule for determining the significant figures in a final result that involves a division of two measurements. In the next slide, we will discuss the rules for addition and subtraction of two measurements. The rule for addition and subtraction. When we add or subtract two measurements, the answer should contain the same number of decimal places as the measurement with fewest decimal places. Just remember that we look at significant figures for multiplication and division and decimal places for addition and subtraction. Let us do an example. Perform the following calculation and round the answer to the correct number of significant figures. 83.5 milliliters plus 23.28 milliliters. If we plug these numbers into a calculator, we get 106.78 milliliters. The measurement 1 has 1 decimal place and the measurement 2 has 2 decimal places. Therefore, the answer should be rounded off to 1 decimal place, that is, the measurement with the fewest decimal places. The first number that we are removing is 8, which is greater than 5, therefore we round up. If you have a multi-step calculation, then carry 2 or more additional significant figures at each step and round off the final answer only. In this slide, we are going to introduce a new term called as exact numbers. Oftentimes, when we are doing experiments, we may use numbers that were obtained by counting, that is, without any use of a measuring device. For example, we counted 3 eggs, 8 molecules, 4 pencils, etc. These numbers do not have any uncertainty associated with them. That is, no matter who counts, it's always the same number. Such numbers are called as exact numbers, and they are assumed to have infinite number of significant figures. Remember that the lower the uncertainty of a measurement, the greater is the number of significant figures. Since the exact numbers have zero uncertainty associated with them, they are assumed to have infinite number of significant figures. Numbers may be exact by counting, that is 8 molecules, 3 eggs, and so on, or numbers may be exact by definition, that is 2.54 centimeter is equal to 1 inch, or 1000 milligrams is equal to 1 gram, or 60 minutes in 1 hour. All these conversions are examples of exact numbers. Therefore, they are assumed to have infinite number of significant figures. Since they have infinite number of significant figures, they do not limit the number of significant digits in a calculation. Let us do an example problem in the next slide. Perform the following calculation and round the answer to the correct number of significant figures. First, let us identify measurements and exact numbers. 2.502 kilograms is a measurement and has 4 significant figures. And it seems like we are converting kilograms into grams using a conversion factor that is 1000 grams per kilograms. This is a definition. That is, there are 1000 grams in 1 kilogram, and there is no uncertainty associated with these numbers. Therefore, we can say that these two numbers are exact numbers with infinite number of significant figures. So, they won't limit the number of significant figures in a calculation. In the denominator, we have 100.25 milliliter, which is a measurement with 5 significant figures. Let us plug all these values into a calculator. We get 24.957606 grams per milliliter. Since we are doing multiplication or division, the answer should have same number of significant figures as the measurement with fewest significant figures. We only have 2 measurements, and the one in the numerator has the fewest significant figures, which is equal to 4. So, we round off the final answer to 4 significant figures. The first digit we remove is 7, which is greater than 5. So we round up to 24.96 grams per milliliter.